All right, so this is the raised bed I made my wife for Christmas last year. The main thing growing in here is Kawano melon. It's very pokey. It chokes out everything. You see it choked out okra. That looks like basil that it's choking out. There used to be some Everglades tomatoes, and they're actually making a comeback here. So that's pretty nice. I threw some watermelon seeds over here. I don't think they're gonna produce in time for before the frost. So, and this is a curry leaf plant right here. Man, there's some pokey things I gotta get out. I'm cleaning the garden while doing this, getting ready for my son's birthday party. Right here's some loofah and some long bean. Yard long bean specifically. The ants really like the yard long bean, so I think I got to plant them earlier in the year to bait out the aphids or something, maybe later in the year so the aphids don't come. Let me pull up these nasty sand spurs. There's going to be a bunch of little kids running around. There we go. All right, and the main event over here is actually sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes and more sweet potatoes. I planted them last year and they did really well, so they're actually getting close to harvest time. There's a little bit of onions, and this was my white Florida cranberry. And then here we have sweet potatoes, onions, and watermelon, or some kind of melon, all fighting for territory. I'm not too concerned. Sorry, did I say onion? I meant oregano. I'm not too concerned if I can get some sweet potato out of this area. That'd be great. If not, I'm confident the oregano will survive. There's even more sweet potato over here. Like I said, it did really well last year, so I'm growing more this year. Over here's a few potted plants. This is burgundy okra. This is mango. It's probably going to die in the winter. More mango, blueberry. They kind of died back. I don't remember what this is. I think this is some kind of native bitter plant. Not doing too hot, obviously. No, this is another blueberry plant. Never mind. That's the native bitter that's not doing too hot. There's actually another one over here. Back this way. That one's kind of bounced back a bit. So, don't remember what it's called, but I remember it's a native bitter. Want to use that for brewing. It's kind of like my wife and son's garden area, and my garden is looking a lot less nice, but it is over this way. So those trees over there, those are sweet gum. At least we think they're sweet gum. They kind of just shot up, so we figured we'll let them go and see what happens. More trees, more shade, that's a good thing. So here's our native, I think this is the native mulberry. This is most of the growth I've had this year is just this tree, not including the sweet potatoes and the ground covers. This is a Simpson stopper, which is some kind of berry that tastes kind of citrusy. Then we have a Dunstan chestnut. Sorry, it's not a Dunstan chestnut because it's too many generations removed away, but it's mostly Dunstan genetics. And right here is Darawi blueberry, and it's a rhizomal blueberry, so you don't have to worry. Well, it reproduces via rhizomes, so I think that's pretty exciting. So that means it's not actually related to a blueberry in any meaningful way, but apparently it tastes like blueberry. Right there is Suriname cherry. I think it tastes good. It's a pretty sour fruit, but as it ripens up, it does get a bit sweeter. I grew up eating it. A lot of people don't. There we go. I just had to pick up that fence. It tastes pretty good. A lot of plant nurseries don't sell them because the owners don't like them. This is my dead wild raisin, which is a viburnum. There's pineapple back there, and actually behind the chicken coop, there is some muscadine grapes growing. They're kind of growing through an old bed frame. I actually let the chickens hang out on that. They used to like that. I'm going to get more chickens next year. There used to be an elderberry plant. It died. That's a compost barrel. There you have blackberry, right? You can't really see it. That's fig. There's the, yeah, okay. There's the blackberry, there's the fig, and that is the pomelo, which is kind of like a grapefruit but less bitter. Here's the other chestnut that I have. Woo, okay. So let's go back here just so you can see the whole line of things. There's a whole line. So we have the Suriname cherry, goji berry, guava. Nothing there. Here's olive. There used to be a key lime tree there. This is beauty berry. It's got real tiny berries. They're kind of bitter, but they're beautiful. Great for making syrups out of. This one is red navel. This is sugar bell, which is blight resistant. And then last we have bergamot. All doing way better because they got some like that citrus iron mix and gave it to them. Oh, one more thing we have growing is shampoo ginger. I planted this and I thought it was dead. And then the next year, this came up and this came up. So I thought I planted 3 and I thought they all died. Turns out I have 2. The main thing I'm growing in my yard though is sandspurs. So that's kind of lousy. I just pulled one out of my foot. Hopefully I can outcompete those. We're gonna plant some millet soon because that should be in the same family. So should fight with the sandspur for nutrients. That's my garden. We got one section up there and another section that's kind of sweeping across. So that's all.